Hello YouTube. I'm here doing a super rare speed card series. Um, here's just so you guys know what are some of my qualifications. Says random guy on YouTube. Why should I listen to this guy? I've gotten platinum on all but two champions meets, so I kind of think that I know what I'm talking about. I don't think I'm all knowledgeable and know everything about this game. I do have 800 hours in it though. So I think I'm better than the average. All right. Let's get into some of the speed cards. One of the important qualifying metrics to how good a card is their effects. We're gonna first look at some of the most important effects, least important effects, and then the ones that you should kind of look at depending on certain. I think, in my opinion, the most important effect on a card overall is specialty card. So when you are a speed card, having higher specialty priority means that you will land more often on speed. And if you have high specialty priority on as a stamina card, you will land more often on stamina. I think it is one of the most important effects. It is what makes the SSR card Kirisan Black the best speed card in the game currently. It's because it has 100 specialty priority, the highest in the game, as far as I know. Friendship bonus is also super important. Friendship bonus is how big of an effect the card has when it rainbows on a training. Training effect is how good of effect the card has on any training. Having higher training effect means that you will give more stats on trainings that are not your specialty. So speed card training on stamina, if you have 10% training effectiveness, is better than a speed card with 5% training. Stat bonus. Stat bonus refers to speed bonus 1, power bonus 1, and skill point bonus 1. It's a +1 to the base calculations of the stats that you will gain from the training. That is then multiplied by friendship bonus and training effect. So stat bonus is usually pretty important. The least important effects for an ace run, a fan bonus is literally irrelevant in my opinion. I don't ever look at fans. It's only really important for your clubs. Hint bonus is a mix of hint frequency and hint levels. A lot of the cards that we're going to be running through, most of them don't have very good hints. They don't have very good skills. So I don't really rate hint bonus very highly. If you're running a card specifically for the skills they have, then hint bonus might be more important for you. But for an ace, where you generally will have a lot of hints due to running on Unity Cup, I don't really value hint bonus that much. Mood effect. Mood effect is also a multiplier, but is if I remember correctly, the weakest multiplier. That's why the numbers are usually the biggest on mood effect. And not only does it do nothing, mood effect literally does nothing when you are on normal mood, and it only multiplies the effect of good and great mood. If you are in a negative mood, mood effect also amplifies how much worse it is. So mood effect can be good if the number is really high, but generally it's not that important. The other effects, you have initial effects, which are basically initial stats. Uh, +20 speed, +20 wit. They're generally good. I kind of look at them. +25 speed is around comparable to one speed bonus in my opinion, but I would probably only really value it once it's 25 or higher. Otherwise, it's like a added plus. And race bonus. Race bonus amplifies the amount of stats you get from taking races. After you take races, you get these plus stats. You get the +3 or +4 based on your race bonus from your scenario races. And then you also have additional G1, G2 races that you might take because you have bad training. I would Race bonus would then amplify the amount of stats you get from there as well. It is not entirely negligible, but it is not too important in my opinion. And unique effects. Currently, the unique effects of all the SR cards just fall into the other categories. So I wouldn't really think about it right now, but there are going to be unique effects in the future that are kind of special and should be looked at. All right. Next, we're going to look at all the SR Speed cards, plus the new one that's going to be coming out soon, which is SR Speed Vodka. And if you, this is just a general view. You can run back to this time if you want to like compare them all separately to each other. I've also rated it based on how good I think the cards are in order. So, in my opinion, and as far as I know, the general consensus, the best SR speed card is Sweet Tosho. Why is Sweet Tosho the best speed card? Because Sweet Tosho has the highest training effectiveness. Training effectiveness at 10 makes it the best general speed card, where if it doesn't land on speed, it still amplifies the training on all the other categories that it might land on. It has a good initial friendship gauge as well. 25 out of the, I believe it's 100. So it's really easy to get it up to rainbow status. It has great friendship bonus. 30 is pretty good for an SR speed card. Not bad whatsoever. 5 race bonus. 5 race bonus is pretty good. The main thing about this card, though, is that it has skill point bonus 1. Skill point bonus is very good as it allows you to buy more skills at the end of a career. And generally, there are, for an ace, hitting the stats isn't really too hard as I found, but buying all of the skills that I want is a bit more difficult. So Sweep Tosho is one of the better speed cards just because of that. Of course, the other thing is Sweep Tosho does not have any bad events. All of the events that you can proc, whether they're the 2 chain events or the random events, are pretty good on Sweep Tosho. And if you high roll, Sweep Tosho has the Charming event, which you should always take if you are still in your first year of your run. It just makes your run that much better. Now, what is the cons of Sweep Tosho? Sweep Tosho does not have very good skills. Her skills are not that great. She only has really 2 skills that I would ever really consider, and that's Slipstream and Lone Wolf. And even Lone Wolf is a bit questionable. Now, if you're running a debuffer, Tosho also have debuff skills that are not bad at all, but this is for an ace. So that's the only real con for Sweep Tosho in my mind. And even though Sweep doesn't have a speed or power bonus, because her training effectiveness and her friendship bonus is so high, she usually outstats some of the other speed cards. If you look at her here in comparison to the other SR speed cards, her friendship bonus is only really outdone by Shinko Windy. Otherwise, she clears all the other ones. Her mood effect is 40, which is an acceptable amount. Like, it's nothing to praise, but it's not bad either for a mood effectiveness. But she has the highest training effectiveness at 10 training effectiveness, which kind of makes her clear everything else. Outside of Narita Taishin, but we'll talk about Narita Taishin at that point. I did forget to mention this, but on hint levels, how does a hint level work? If a speed card, if a card doesn't have a hint level, like if you look at Sweep Tosho, her hint level is currently null. That means that when you get a hint for her skill, it will have one level, one hint level on it. So it'll get a 10% discount. If it has one hint level on it, so if we were to look at Vodka, I believe that when you get a hint for one of her skills, it will be a 2 hint level, which will mean that it has a 20% discount. I haven't really checked much on that. I don't really value the hint levels that much, so I don't really look into it, but that is what I believe so far. Now, after Sweep Tosho, every other SR speed card I'm going to compare to Sweep, just because she's the best and therefore she's your benchmark. The second best, probably, speed card is going to be Shinko Windy. Shinko Windy is the best speed-based speed card. What does that mean? She's the best speed card when you click speed. You'll get the most amount of speed points, speed stats out of her. She has 1 speed bonus, which you only get at MLB. So you have to max out Shinko Windy to get that speed bonus. But because she has the highest friendship bonus and a 5% training effectiveness, her speed stat gain is really high. Other things. She has some good mile skills. I believe it is updrafters, or up. It's up something. I believe it's updrafters, and so she has good mile skills for her skill, for hints, but she doesn't really have hint frequency or training, so it's whatever, in my opinion. The really good thing about Shinko Windy is there's going to be a new event coming up later called Make a New Track. And Make a New Track is full of races. All you're going to be doing pretty much is going to be doing races and Make a New Track. So having high race bonus is really important for Make a New Track. Currently, in Unity Cup, I would actually say that she's the 3rd best speed card, with the 2nd best coming next, but I think she will soon overtake the other one. The problem for Shinko Windy. She's kind of only good on speed training, and her specialty priority is not really great. 35 specialty priority is good enough, but it's not great. Her Mao skills are Shifting Gears and Unyielding Spirit, which are pretty decent. I would really only run Shinko Windy in my decks if I don't have an MLB Sweep Tosho. Shinko Windy MLB is I would consider it better than Sweep Tosho 3 with 3-star 3 unlock on it. Next, King Halo. The current, I would say, 2nd best speed card. Why is she so good? It's because she has a speed bonus and a power bonus. So clicking her on speed gives you a good amount of power as well. She also has great specialty priority for an SR card at 60. 60 is very high. And she has a decent amount of initial speed and her friendship gauge good enough as well. The problems with King Halo. Her skills are pretty much not good whatsoever. The only ones you would even bother to look at is firm conditions and corner recovery. But sometimes you don't even need corner recovery. And firm conditions is only good on champion meets that have the firm condition, of course. She also has a bad event in her random events, the You May Socialize With Me event. Not very great. You get a either -1 mood for 25 guts or -20 energy for 10 speed, power, and 5 wit. yeah, just kind of feels bad on her. But otherwise, she's a great card. I use her for currently for the current Champions Meet going on, Scorpio Cup, because I need power. Um, and otherwise, just good card overall. I would really run her over a Shutousho 3LB. But right now, I'm even running her over my MLB Sweep Tosho just for the event. Just because I'm lacking power. I would run her over Sweep Tosho MLB almost all the time if really what you're looking for is power over anything else. Alright, next. Eishin Flash. This is where the cards step down quite a bit. The power level difference between King Halo and Eishin Flash is pretty high in my opinion. But Eishin Flash is still usable. Why is she usable? Outside of the Charming event from Sweep Tosho, Eishin Flash has possibly the best events out of all the SR Speed cards. You have a +1 mood max energy event. You have a second energy event. You have a third energy event, and you have a guts event. None of it bad. All of it pretty good. Maybe a little bit sad on the guts event, but otherwise pretty good. What else is good about Eishin Flash? She has really good late trigger skill. She comes with late trigger straightaways and late trigger corners. Now, why is she a... What else makes her a great late trigger skill card is also the fact that she only has 5 random hints. Random skill hints, right? So, when you have 2 skills that are pretty fucking good on a late trigger, out of 5, she kind of... She'll usually get you at least one of them throughout the run. And even then, one of the other hints is for standard distance, which is a good green skill. Nobody really hates standard distance. You can even use it on your parents. The only real problem with Eishin Flash is that as a stack card, she fucking sucks. She's pretty fucking bad. I would run her on over a 2LB Sweep Tosho, but I would really only consider Eishin Flash on late trigger aces. I would not run her in any other ace deck unless she is your best speed card. Now, Vodka. Vodka has not come out yet as of the recording of this video, but she's set to come out sometime within the week. I've already looked over her. At this point, these cards are not really cards I would ever use. While I would use an Eishin Flash, you will probably never... I will never use Vodka. Vodka is just not really good enough, in my opinion, to be of use. The good things about Vodka, though, she has a power bonus. Power-based speed cards are pretty good. Just because having speed cards that friendship on speed, you'll get a lot of speed from them anyways. So you'll probably be lacking in power, and that's why power-based speed cards are good. I would value speed cards that give power more than speed cards that give speed. Just because whenever you do run speed cards, your speed is going to be fine. You're never going to be like... Why? I would not run Vodka. King Halo is a card. If your King Halo is the same level as your Vodka, why are you running Vodka? That is pretty much my question. Right? But if your King Halo is much better than your Vodka, if your Vodka is much better than your King Halo, because your King Halo is a sad 0-star King Halo, then yeah, run Vodka. Vodka is probably around 2-star Sweep Tosho level. I might not even run her over 2-star Sweep, but if your best card is Sweep Tosho 2-star and a Vodka max, maybe consider Vodka. It's probably useful. Alright. And last and certainly least, in my opinion, Narita Taishin. Narita Taishin, what are her pros? Her pro is that she has no bad events. Not that she has good events, they're just not bad. So that's pretty sad. What are her cons? Her skills fucking suck. She only has one skill in there worth looking at, and that's end closure corners. But that's one out of like 6 skills. I would not ever run her for any reason, even on an end closure. She's kind of bad at training as well. 20 friendship bonus is not very great. And but she does have the 10 training effectiveness, which is good. Problem is her specialty priority is 20. That is dog shit, man. I would never run Narita Taishin. I don't run Narita Taishin. I've never used it. Just because if you look at the raw stats and the skills it gives, it's just not a good card. But if you're an unlucky motherfucker, then you could run her at max over a 1-star sweep. Now, overall, this is kind of listed in how I would consider it. Currently in Unity Cup, I would run King Halo over Shinko Windy, but otherwise, yeah, they're pretty good. Not really interchangeable. They do different things, but if you want speed, take Shinko. If you want power, take King Halo. Sweep is the best card overall. Eishin Flash is usable for late chargers. The other two, I don't even look at them. Alright.